welcome back. This is the first episode of the Pawdcast. Joining us today in the Tiger's Den is Schweid. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your role here at DJDS?
Oh, that great starting question. Well, my name is Schweid. I am an alum of the school. I went here K through 12. I graduated in 2008 in what was then the largest graduating class ever. But
How many students?
30 students. 30. So your class
is going to tie.
Class of 2026 will tie it. What did I do? I went to college after high school. I majored in history and minored in Judaic studies. I moved back to Colorado. I worked at a museum for a while, and I was like, I miss DJDS. So I saw if they had a job for me, and I came back. And this is now my 11th year here. And my new title is Dean of Upper Division Admission and Student Life.
I did not know you worked at a museum.
I worked
Was it like night at the museum?
Every night, everything came to life.
Yeah,
so I first started at the Molly Brown History Museum.
I knew that.
I gave tours, and then I worked at History Colorado for a couple of years, mostly giving tours
of the mines, right?
What?
Didn't you give tours of the mines?
I did, yes. There's an exhibit on the mines. Maybe you were there. Miss Applebaum brought her fourth grade class. I can't say which fourth grade class it was, but
you were there.
Yeah, I think, was I your librarian, perhaps, for
No.
seconds? Were you in the lower school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kindergarten.
Just don't remember. Yeah.
So your time at Denver Jewish Day School was always in this building?
No, so I started working here in the lower school. I started off, I took over for what Mr. Rozansky was doing, because the year I started was the year he started working in the upper school.
Yeah.
So I did the hot lunch program, I did the front office, I did aftercare.
Okay.
And then halfway through the year, the librarian left, and they're like, hey, you want to be the librarian?
Then you became the librarian.
Yeah. And then at the end of that year, Mr. Hay said there was a new SEDIC coordinator position and said, would you be interested in that? And I was like, I would love to work in the upper school, so let's do it. And I've been in the upper school ever since.
Dang. Wait, what year were you in the lower division? I'm seeing if I was there.
11 years ago.
11 years ago. So
2015, maybe?
I was there.
Yeah.
I think 11 years ago.
You were there because, you know why I know that? Because I've known Karen since probably kindergarten then, because she was always in aftercare. So if Karen was there, you were there.
Backstory, Karen lives really far away, so her parents have to drive.
Yeah, Karen always got picked up at 6 o'clock.
And
every
you had
night.
to stay?
And I had to stay the whole time.
A little bit?
She was at least a good...
I'm just trying to go home.
She was a good kid, but yeah, I hope Karen's parents don't listen to this and get upset. It was fine. It was my job. One time there was a snowstorm though, and a kid got picked up a full hour late. It was 7 o'clock, snowing like crazy outside, and that was frustrating.
I remember one time my sisters, they were staying in aftercare, and there was a little miscommunication between my parents, and they were going to call the police because it was like 8 o'clock and nobody was there. So, but they got picked up. Everything was okay.
Spoiler alert. Yeah. On the bright side though, if you get charged a crazy amount if you have to stay after 6, but all the extra money goes to the person who has to stay. So I made like $100 that night that the kid was picked up late. I still wasn't happy, but I was happy to at least be paid extra.
Yeah. Me and Karen actually used to go to preschool together at the Boulder Jewish Day School.
At where?
Boulder Jewish Day School. This was a thing, and then it got closed down.
Oh, I've heard about that. Yeah.
So,
all right.
Boulder Jewish Day School. Are you looking forward to the Broncos game this weekend?
I'm a little nervous, if I'm being honest. Against the Chiefs, Boris. Shout out Boris, 7th grade.
Okay, yeah.
He told me that a number of our defensive players are out, and that's nerve-wracking. J.K. Dobbins might be on injured reserve. I read an article. He's not. It's fine. But I won last week, but I didn't score that many points. I was like in like the 80s or 90s.
That's how solid he is in our team league. He's in first place. I think he's 9-1. But the team that plays him always puts up like 90 points.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the problem with football. Did you know a fun football statistic that 100% of football players get injured in their time in the NFL?
Every single player?
Literally every single player is guaranteed to have some sort of at least somewhat serious injury.
Yeah, and the longest career, I think, well, not longest, the average career is literally 3 years.
Yeah. So it's kind of crazy. Like, they're at least making a lot of money, and that's great. What I feel bad for is the little kids who are playing football or tackle football,
and they're not making it.
and because not like very few of the little football aspiring kids are actually going to make it to the NFL and make all the money, and they're just going to get like concussion after concussion.
Yeah, just getting brain damage.
So I don't know. I think flag football is probably what they should move towards. But
is Zach playing flag football?
Not yet. In his heart, he
will.
is. He absolutely loves football. And he's starting to be kind of good at math because of football.
That's how I know my sevens. That's how I thought I was. I was like 7 times 5, like 35.
He asks our Google Home in the morning.
Just making sure the viewers out there.
He asked our Google Home in the morning, what was the score of the basketball games? And he and then in the afternoon, I'm like, hey, what was the Nuggets score? And he just remembers the numbers. He's like, by the way, they won by 14 points. Is that right? And I have to like look at it. He's very quick with math. Yeah. So.
I'm not the quickest at math.
Me neither.
But I feel like you don't really need math unless you're. Well, some people do.
Yeah, like basic math. Do you know how to take calculate a tip quickly?
No, my wife got that. She can do that.
And in the time before you get married.
I'll try to figure that out.
Yeah. So you take the number. I wish I had something to write with, and you calculate 10%.
Yeah, I know how to calculate like the percentages. I just don't. I'm always confused.
First do 10%, where you just move the decimal over, and then you multiply that by 2.
Okay, it's not 20%.
Exactly, because you should be tipping about 20% at a restaurant.
Damn.
Right.
Yeah. You know, in Europe they actually don't tip.
Yeah, it's just in there.
I feel like that's how it should be.
Yeah. Yeah,
but you should also get tips, like if you need to tip.
Yeah. I got tipped one time when I was giving a tour at the Molly Brown house. And it was kind of my goal because there was this other girl and someone like gave her a tip. I was like, oh, you're my new nemesis. Yeah. And I'm going to do that. And one time someone gave me a tip after.
How much was it?
It was $5.
Ooh. I thought it was going to be like $100.
No, it was $5. Yeah, nothing.
I feel like that's what would be the nice part about being rich is I would just give out so many tips.
Right. To everyone. Have you watched Jerry Seinfeld's show, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee?
I think I have.
Yeah. So there's one episode. He essentially takes a famous person out to coffee, and then they drive around in some fancy car. And they're doing. I forgot who the celebrity was, but they're doing the tip. And he was like, "Well, what did you leave?" And she was like, "20%." He's like, "You can't do 20%. It's got to be like." He's like, "We're Jerry Seinfeld, and you're the famous actress. Like, we have to give like a substantial tip." And I'm like, "Good for Jerry Seinfeld for
just give $1,000
tipping well, because why not?
Week.
He's very rich, so." He can do it.
He's very rich.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite DJDS tradition?
Oh, favorite DJDS tradition.
And why?
And why? There's so many things. I think there's parts of Color War that I think are great. I think one of the best parts of Color War is almost like the sleeper best part of Color War. Like, it's very, it's obvious, but it's also not what you think of, and that's just the cheering.
Yeah.
And the reason is because since so many of the cheers are call and response, and usually it's the seniors who get it going, and they, really enthusiastic high schoolers, but then, throughout the week, these middle schoolers,
all of a sudden they're in the middle.
Start to be in the middle. And, to be 13 years old and being in the middle of, a mosh pit and say, when I say go, you say fight, go, and, 80 to 90 people say fight, that's a big moment for you, and it kind of it allows everyone to be a leader in that moment and everyone to have their shining moment. So I think that's one of my favorite traditions that I experienced as a student that I still look at and am happy about. So
how has Color War changed since you were a student to now?
It's a little longer. There are times when I was a student, Color War broke out on Tuesday morning of the week. Could you imagine? Really? Can you imagine going to school that Monday? Yeah. And then sometimes they break out in the afternoon. I think slowly but surely it's been breaking out earlier and earlier on Monday, which I'm all for. We should expand it as much as possible. How else has Color War changed?
Any new events taken away?
Oh, you're not doing Color War right unless you get a rule made after something you've done, which is not a challenge. But they used to play crab soccer with a giant one of those
Yeah.
huge ones, and you like walk on your feet like a crab. And they don't play it anymore because when my brother, I don't know if he was a senior or younger, but they played it and he broke someone's nose, and then they decided not to do crab soccer anymore. We used to do indoor football, and someone like literally ran into the wall and like got a concussion. Don't play indoor football anymore. Color War used to not have snacks provided, and then some like random high school girl got really sick from not eating. Yeah.
It was her, guys.
Anyways, and ever since then, they like really go hardcore on like making people eat and drink. What other rule changes? You have to wear shoes when you do the indoor running.
I know about this.
Were you there for it? Yeah, Jaden Perryman, shout out. Hope you're doing well. He ripped up his foot, and there were like literal pools of blood on the gym floor. And then we had to like get one team to like move around them instead of walking through it, and it was like herding cats. It was.
Damn. I also did not know you had a brother.
I do. I have an older brother. He's 5 years older than me. His name is Josh. Shout out Josh, yeah.
Josh Rumberg.
Yep. His event was banner, big banner guy. When my first color war in 7th grade, get this. Oh, what's changed? Great question. Siblings didn't used to be guaranteed to be on the same team.
And was there like a really big fight between two siblings, and then it got
Well, it was more the parents were like, the older sibling usually drives the younger sibling around. Can you just put them on the same team? So that's why we have a sibling draft and the class draft now. But the one time my brother and I overlapped, we weren't on the same team, which we were both sad about, but I'm fine now.
Whose team won?
I think my team won. I think. We definitely won banner, which made him sad because there was a big robot man. It was pretty crazy. Anyways, he did banner, and so when I was in 7th grade, I was like, I'm gonna do banner just like my brother. And I tried it, and it was like this and there, and somehow I found my way to room in like 8th grade, and then I just stuck with room. The rest of the time.
You really find something, you just stick with it.
You just stick with it, yeah. And the fact that 8th grade room, the teams were Avar and Atid. Past and future, and super stupid, and also controversial. The movie Passion of the Christ came out. Dude, I don't know. Mel Gibson, not a big fan of the Jews, came out with a movie about Jesus, and like a lot of Jews weren't gonna. So anyways, for Room, they made a movie theater and like did some sort of video with like all these things from the past, and they called it like the past chin of and I was like, why are we referencing the like anti-Semitic movie?
Did it win?
I don't remember. I don't remember. But what I do remember is as a middle schooler, I made they had us make from scratch like little popcorn boxes like with the red stripes on it. And I was at house like making those, and anytime I'm at the store in like the dollar section and I see those for $3 each, I'm like, we could have just bought them. Yeah, and that's when I got into Room, and it was controversial and fun. And then in 9th grade, it was Asian Mime, and the senior in charge of Room got in a huge fight with another senior on the team. She dramatically hit him on the face, as you could expect. And stormed out. And we had and somehow there was no other high schooler in the hierarchy of it, and me and my friend who were in 9th grade were just in charge of Room, and it was literally Wednesday night. We had no sheets up, and so all these high schoolers came. They're like, where do you want us to hang these things? And we had so much fun just like getting it all together. We went to the creek to get a dead tree. We used plaster of Paris in a bucket to like put it there, and kind of did streamers. We had a smoke machine because it was the burning bush. And it was an open concept circle room as I remember it, and I think in different parts of it were different like flames or fire things. And go ahead, ask the question, did we win?
Did you win?
No, we didn't win because the other team, Mime, had fish. Literal goldfish.
Real fish?
And you know what they did?
Made a fish
they
tank?
had it, actually, I don't remember if it was this team. Another time in Color War they had fish. The fish got caught in a tube and they died. And also the fish in Mimes, of course they died. Like, not that these kids are taking care of goldfish. I was very salty about that. Also, the kid who was pushing the smoke machine did it a little too much. The fire alarm went off.
We were worried about that last year.
I was worried about that last year. We were all sitting there, we're like, please stop doing it.
Looking up at the top.
Yeah. Last year, I I've got some rule changes in mind for banner that I don't know. I don't know if they should be announced on the podcast, but I fear
you can announce them.
I can announce them. This is
a plug.
Here's my thought. It is not a digital representation of theme. The banner is a visual representation of theme. I think we're done with QR codes.
Okay.
I think whatever's there needs to be there. And I
agree.
This also, because shout out to Heather Kletsky, super creative banner. But when it was the brain versus the heart and the four chambers, the brain looked...
Yeah.
It looks a little questionable.
Yeah.
But the Devartors that they wrote with all the different things, beautiful, lovely. And that was kind of like, it was a little cheating, right? Like, so there's no like links to anything else anymore. You just need to build to, and I think the banner last year that did the smoke, while I was nervous about the smoke, I think, can I say this? I thought they should have won. Like, because it was like it was more visually dynamic. And I'm debating, although this I haven't really decided on, need to discuss it, not letting the judges stand up and look at things.
Okay.
I don't know.
I've always kind of thought, most people disagree, but for banner at least, bigger is better, I think.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I remember that one year, I forgot which kid, but he spent like a bunch of money on the huge banner and they lost.
Yes, they did. Well, and also that year was Yom and Lila, and both teams thought it was like sun and moon. Like it's just, they made a big sun, and it's like, what does that have to do with the day? Like there's obvious, but I don't know. How bigger, better? Yes. However, go back to my 8th grade year when I was a VAR and a teen. The banner was amazing. They did a huge box, like, I don't know, like a 4x4 box for each letter of a VAR, Ein, Bet, Resh. And then you open the box, and inside the box was something. The problem is if you have a 5-foot tall box and then you stack that on another one, how are you going to get the other one? So they had all the middle schoolers stand on the bleachers as like a counterweight as they tried to do it. And I think after that year, they made a height limit for banner because it was like, if it can't fit really through the door, it was crazy tall and slightly dangerous.
I like how during Color War, middle schoolers are basically just like minions. Just kind of just do whatever.
Yeah. How do you think we should better engage the middle schoolers?
I just think they just need more kind of random events.
Yeah. I have an idea with that too. Okay. Ready for my next announcement?
Yeah.
Side quests.
Side quests?
Side quests. So if you're a bored middle schooler during those unstructured work times, go up to any teacher and say, do you have a side quest for me? And then they'll be like, yes, I do, and pull out a piece of paper. And I'm thinking of like athletic side quests where it's like you need to do 20 minutes of wall sits cumulatively. So go find 10 kids and, with a timer and sit there.
Wall sits,
There's like other ones, like, I don't know, like do some sort of art project or do like essentially mini little events that will absolutely count for points, but it just... You're contributing to something, and you're not getting in the way of banner or room or dance if you're not actively engaged in those. I also, for middle school quilt, which has been ebb and flow of how well that works, instead of it being a long-term event, I want to just take the middle schoolers, or the 6th and 7th grade, and just literally lock them in a room and say, you have like an hour and a half to make a quilt.
Yeah.
And whatever's out at the end will be out.
Well, another big question is, are Color Wars actually always that close? Because I feel like at the end of Color Wars, everyone's sitting there, Josh Lake comes up and says, yet again, this is the closest Color War ever. And every single year, it just gets closer and closer and closer.
Did he say that last year?
Not last year.
Okay.
I remember last year he did not.
Yeah.
But the year before, I remember.
The year before, as I remember, it was like, actually within 100 points, which like we're like I'm there with my phone and the calculator because I'm not good at math. 2 years ago it was very close.
Last year.
Well, and the other thing, it's pretty rare to go into final night, although it's happened, and be mathematically impossible to win. Yeah. Because each final night event is worth 100 points. Yeah. And lip sync, it's not worth 100, but it is worth more than 50. So somewhere between.
I think lip sync should be worth 100 points. That's my take. I don't think it should be performed at final night, but lip sync, there's the amount of time someone puts into it, it's the same amount.
Which is why, we'll have to check it how many points it's worth. But we could even up the stakes even more. And then what's nice about that is you give more. The problem is like, whether it's like a blowout for the individual events
Yeah.
or if it's really close, like if one team just like takes 4 of them, it also makes it really awkward when Josh is like, and the winner of dance and song and banner
It's
and
just
lip sync
everything.
is Avar. Yeah. So no, it's not always close. But the other thing to remember is that we always have an odd number of judges. So like banner last year, while I disagreed with what they decided, it was very close. I think it was like 3-2 or whatever. So like, and yet just the winner takes all. So yeah.
Wait. So they're the teacher judges and then the guest judges? The 5
Final night, it's just the guest judges teachers don't have a say.
No input.
No, and to show you the integrity, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, I was sitting there like vehemently disagreeing with what the judges did. And Josh Lake was like, Hannah, we cannot change the results. We have to get, and I was like, you're right. Like even though I disagree, and so we never, the teachers have no say at the end. It's just the guest judges. And the guest judges, if you've noticed, are always alumni.
Yeah, always.
We used to have community members, and they can be swayed a lot easier.
That's what I tried to do, actually. I tried to get Jared to come in. I was like, Jared, like, please, like, for Color War this year, like, you know what to do.
Yeah. Well, we can get Jared to come in. He'll be fine. But yeah, because... You know, I like when I walk into a room, the first thing I look up at the ceiling. I'm like, did they cover the tiles in the ceiling? Because I remember doing that. And like, whether you do it with paper or a sheet or like a tablecloth, genius, by the way, tablecloths. But it's those types of details, and you know how much work went into it that a community member is be like, okay, this looks nice. But an alumni knows what goes into it.
Do you think it's more about the originality or like the effort they put into it?
I think both of those are...
Or like just how cool it looks.
Have you ever looked at a judging sheet for final night?
I have not.
As a senior, you'll look at it this year. But actually, we have... Each final night category has a number of those categories. So it's like originality, Jewish connection, artistic merit, overall effect. So all of those things are a part of it. And we certainly have had... like rooms before where one blew it out of the park with Judaic connections, but the other one had like a better overall effect or something like that, or artistic merit. I would say my words of advice for room for this next year, if Color War is going to happen. Also, I heard it might be canceled. The seniors got in trouble this morning during advisory on 11/12. But if Color War should happen, the like props that you have in room, be artistic about them and creative. And like, while last year's room, the upstairs team, the young team, the overall effect was amazing, I will say. And I think the majority of their props were just brought in from home.
Yeah, they didn't really
make anything. Whereas the other team like made everything from scratch. And like that had more artistic merit. And the made from scratch props didn't always look very. Some of them were good, you know, like so it's like a kind of a balance of making it look professional, but also like I can tell which one had more effort. That one you just put in the trunk of your car and brought it here. That one you like actually made. So
Zach, do you think he's gonna? Does he usually root for a team during Color War?
Yes, when I was when I had Ellie and I was on maternity leave, so we watched the live stream. Zach was 4, and he was standing in front of the TV dancing along with the team, and it was adorable. And yes, so the lower school, they get put into a team. So I think he kind of just roots for whatever team he's on. I will say though that he immediately says what team is Soren on. So last year I think you guys were on the same team. That worked out.
We lost, but.
It's okay. His team won in the lower school.
Yeah, in the lower school. It's like, I can't believe they do that, actually.
Yeah, it's actually really funny. First of all, shout out to the lower school. They do a great job of Color War, the specials team. Great job. Coach Spencer, great job. And the way he announces the winner is like, and in second place is, and he says it, and like everyone's kind of like, wait, do we cheat? Like what? Yeah. And he gives this whole speech about how trying hard is amazing. It's very funny. The little kids, Is
Zach enjoying football season?
Loves it.
Loves it.
He will not sit still during a game.
Uh-huh.
He just throws a football up in the air, catches it, throws it again. He has this, I finally printed him a blank bracket.
Okay.
And he has made up teams that play each other.
Okay.
And he'll like go outside and play in the backyard and come in and give me updates.
Yeah.
Which like low key, like I don't
You don't really care.
care. Yeah, but that's okay. He's not going to listen to
No,
this
that was
for
totally
some
me.
time. Yeah.
I was like, I'll just throw the
Yeah.
football up to myself.
And they're like, Mom, the tables are beating the cements, 22-17. Like, that's great, Zach. But I'm making him practice his writing and his math by
no,
writing
that
it down
helps.
now. So
Helps. Do you think he's gonna be heartbroken if the Broncos, like if they're eliminated?
I'm really.
Because I remember
I think they're gonna go to the playoffs.
Yeah, no,
like
they
they'd
will.
really
They
have
will.
to mess up the rest of the season. But like the Chiefs this weekend make me nervous. No, hopefully he'll be okay. But unfortunately, he has no practice. Like he's like has such a belief in fourth quarter comebacks now.
He's like, we got
Like
this.
we're like doing unrealistic expectations almost. Yeah, but he'll be all right. He'll be all right.
Yeah, I remember I'm quite the Bears fan, and when the Bears got out off of there was a field goal to win the game, and it hit one upright, and then it hit the bottom upright, and it was a double doink. And I was crying so hard for like all night.
Luckily, I don't think Zach's at the point
Yeah.
of crying. I do remember one time, I think, if I'm remembering correct, it'd be someone who's older than you.
Yeah.
But they didn't come into school. We must have lost in the playoffs or something. And the mom was like, he's too upset about the Broncos game, so he couldn't come in. I was like,
Wait, how old was he?
I think he was in seventh grade at the
okay.
time. But I was like, I think you can come to school.
you can
like,
come
it's
to
just
school.
football. Yeah, but sports. Luckily, Zach is also getting into the Nuggets. So
Yeah,
he'll
Nuggets
look up those.
always
And they're
always
doing
good.
well.
The
And
Avalanche always good.
I've always good. And he's really happy that he went to a Rockies game that they won.
Yeah,
So
one of the rare
he's
games.
like, they won
He's
that
the good
game.
luck.
Yeah, we'll have to go to more games next summer.
How many sporting events has he been to?
A Rockies game. And he's been to Tony's high school football game.
Okay,
Yep.
just for Tony.
Yep, Tony invited me and I brought Zach and
Okay.
they lost. Tony's team lost. Sorry, Patriots. That's it. That's
it?
and then just some Tigers games. So he's coming.
Those
yeah.
are the most important.
Those are the most important. And he's coming to Ball Arena.
Okay. That'll be
I'm
very
taking him out of
exciting.
school, and he's coming to the high school games, and then we're going to go to the Nuggets game, and we got the nicer seats. I'm excited.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us today on this podcast episode. We will be back with more episodes. Thank you, Ms. Schweid, for coming on.
It was my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.